Hey, this is MassX with a brand new, April 2024 Gacha revenue report. Yes, it is out, and boy, oh boy, can somebody tell Hoyoverse to calm down? I mean, Genshin jumped from 68 million to 120 million. Whew, that is crazy. But yeah, I'm going to talk more about the games that I play and cover, but there's some really notable things in this current report. I'll put the link in the description too if you want to go pay homage to the wonderful people that prepare this each month. But without further ado, let's go to some of the games and some of the ones that I've talked about previously, and probably the one that makes me the happiest this month is AFK Journey. Its first week out, not even a full week, it made 2.5 million. For the month of April, they are clocking in at almost 20 million. That is great. They deserve it. They've been really paying attention to the community. They reached out and have done so many things right. They really do deserve to be a success. So kudos to the developer as well as the game itself, because it is a great game. Persona 5 came out just in China. The Phantom X brought in 12 million, and that is not a full month either, so no shocker there. Persona 5, as long as it's good, and all indications from people I've spoke to that have played it really are enjoying it. Can't wait for that one to come out globally. Besides that, let's go ahead and work our way down. Astra Knights of Veda just got released this past month, 6 million. So, I know a lot of people are playing it through, I think, Steam. So it probably doesn't take into account that. So not bad. Azur Lane, as you guys know, is a game I don't really cover, but I do have been playing it for quite some time. Holding strong like it always does, always in that 3 to 5 million area. Don't know how they do it with that one. It's been out for so long. Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade, which is only available in Japan, has just been hovering in that 2 million region, between 3. They just haven't had anything really substantial new content wise. A lot of rerun characters. I don't know what they're waiting for. I play that game. Have to use a VPN. It's really dicey to get into it, but my goodness, man, it's really a shame because there really isn't anything available mobile wise for Jujutsu Kaisen, which brings me to a video I'll be doing later in the week or early next week with a couple, questionable games that are Jujutsu Kaisen, which actually one of them I really like. Atelier is still holding pretty well. They only went down to 2 million from 3.4. That's, not bad for them. I gotta say, the one that is just really concerning me every month is Black Clover Mobile. I don't want to be too redundant with this game, but man, they just every month keep going down. They started strong, 17 million that first month in global, then 5 million in January, 4 million in February, 2 million in March, now 1.6 million in April. They've got to stop the bleeding on this game. They really need to stay above 1 million, and they are getting close to going down lower. Really worries me about that game, given that, we really have only had 5 months of global, and their income is just going downhill quick. Echocalypse Scarlet Covenant has fallen under 1 million. They're at 810,000. A game that I'm starting to get a little frustrated with. I cover it for the channel. I'm not happy with the development team on this game. I think what they've done is band-aids, and I'm waiting for this update that they're supposed to be having, and I'll reassess then. But yeah, I'm really starting to question it at this point. One that's a shocker for me is Grand Summoners at 740,000. They never go under 1 million. That is pretty crazy. A long old game that is one that, I play casually and enjoy for years. That's a little worrisome. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but yeah, they really need to do a jump up, to say the least, at this point. Another one that is just absolutely crazy is One Punch Man World. They have lost so much money, man. I don't know what they're doing at this point. Down to 91,000 last month. That is what really poor decisions will get you. It is really just bad news all the way around. Now, I cover a lot of games that wouldn't be in here, like One Punch Man, the strongest. I'm playing Fairy Tail Fierce Fight, etc. But like, just to put it in perspective, these smaller games have been around a while that get released into global just for purposes of making a little extra money. One Punch Man, the strongest averages, and I think for April it was around 120K. But again, they have no cost. They don't need expensive servers. So those are the types of games you don't expect to go away. They will let them run into the ground. For instance, I played a game that is still going on, which just is shocking to me. And that's Bleach Immortal Soul. And they probably bring in about 50K and they're still open. Crazy stuff there. Fairy Tail Fierce Fight, which came out, it's probably been about, 6 weeks now, maybe a little bit longer. They're bringing in like between 400 and 800K, and again, it's a game that was already out overseas in China for quite some time. So, and they're literally just moved it right over. So that game, even if it dropped much lower, would be around for a while. I really do enjoy that game. I've done quite a few videos on it. Another one that really caught me off guard was Bleach Soul Reaper. I'm always a sucker for any Bleach game, and that is not even out globally. Technically, it's just in one region overseas, but they were smart enough to release it, to make it available so you could play it outside of there. You don't need a VPN. If you want to purchase anything, you can do it directly through the publisher's website. And it's maybe bringing in like 100K right now. But again, it's a very small segment area where it was released. And I don't know how many people would be willing to go as far as I do for Bleach games. But yeah, it's interesting, that stuff. Especially when you see these multi-million-dollar games. But then when you look at the ones down towards the bottom, and something like One Punch Man World, that is just, oh my god, I can't even imagine the amount of money they lost on that. And of course, Tactop Symphony, which was a good game, just never took, has already closed its doors. Danamachi Battle Chronicle, man, I don't know what they're gonna do, because they released that with the idea of taking over for the prior Danamachi game, which is closed down. And they're just not bringing anything in. I don't know how long that one's going to last for. Outside of that, a lot of stuff didn't change that much, honestly, or nothing large enough to be like, whoa. But again, the ones that worry me right now is Black Clover, because the cost for that has to be pretty high. And the fact that you can't rely on anything else for revenue for that game except global at this point, because it's just been a failure in Korea and Japan monetarily, that boy, I just don't know what they keep saying they've got a year anniversary coming and lots of changes, but boy, oh boy, they definitely need to level that off and not go under that $1 million mark. But outside of that, yeah, it wasn't actually a big exciting month with any wows, except for, again, AFK Journey coming in hot. That game is clearly going to be a major success. Just looking at those initial numbers, I gotta say I'm pretty stoked for that, and really happy, because they deserve it. It's just a solid game. But yeah, it's always interesting to look at this stuff. And C, I still can't believe people are playing that Devil May Cry Pika Combat game. It's still bringing in $500,000. Those devs were as bad as One Punch Man World, and somehow they're surviving barely. But One Punch Man World, man, I don't know. Those doors are going to be shutting quick. There's no way. They can't even cover the costs of their servers for what they're making. Not even close. It's just staggering to be a game that put that much time, effort, and money into it is just such shambles at this point. But I digress. Don't need to talk anymore. But yeah, there's our monthly revenue. I'll put the links in the description if you'd like to see some more. But yeah, with that, as always, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. Have a great day.